Well, it's another Saturday, time for us to get back to a little bit of a playbook review. It has been a while since we have done one of these. I thought we pretty much covered everything that I at least found interesting or really good in college football 26, but then I stumbled back across the Boise State Broncos with one of my favorite formations in one of my favorite plays in the entire game. So I'm actually going to be switching to this in our online dynasty. We got a game coming up against the defending national champion, currently ranked #1, Vancy and the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. That's all run on our second channel, by the way. Old Man Trying Things. The link for that should be down in the description if you are interested in checking that out. So let's just hop into practice mode here with Boise State. They have a lot of good things in this playbook. We're going to start with that bunch Y flex, which I think is an unbelievable formation. They also have regular bunch. They have some empty. They have a lot of good trips, some under center things, some pistol things, a little bit of everything in this Boise State offense. So let's just hop on into it. We can keep them on Heisman. Who really cares? That's fine. Okay, so let's get on into this. And for this, I'm just going to kind of leave the depth chart as is. I don't think it makes a gigantic difference. One thing I will note about the Boise State offense is it is going to work much better with a good fast tight end, because this is going to be our main formation, that bunch Y flex. And this is going to have 3 receivers on that bunch side, and your tight end is the solo side on the left. So if you have a good fast tight end, great. If not, maybe this isn't going to be the best playbook. Still good, just maybe not the best. And it's really this play, Broncos shallow cross, that I absolutely love. It just attacks every area of the field. We have essentially a flood going on over on the right side with that corner route A, and I don't know what to call this route RB is on. We'll take a look at it in just a second. We have underneath a mesh between our halfback and our outside wide receiver, and then that deep intermediate dig our tight end is on. Just, I don't know if there's a stock defense in this game that is going to cover every single route on here. It's just up to us if we can make the reads on time. And that's a 50-50 proposition. But yeah, this route RB is on. That is not a slot fade. I don't know what it is, but watch it now, and then we'll actually hot route and put a slot fade on him. And you can see it's not the same. It is something different. I don't know what exactly you call it. He almost goes out and then up. I'm not sure what the technical name for that is, but that is going to be actually our first read on the play, especially when the defense is coming out like this with the slot corner pressed up on RB. Because of how that route is, it typically does a very good job getting off of a press, and if there's no safety help over the top, that can be a quick one-play touchdown for us. So that's going to be our first read there. If we notice they're in drop zone coverage, we will have A open if we have enough time. That is kind of a deeper corner route, so it does take a little bit longer. Or we're going to have our underneath checkdowns with B and Y and our tight end on that backside dig. So let's just go ahead and snap this. First, we're going to keep an eye on RB. It is not pressed, so we'll just take one underneath and just take one to our halfback. Take one to Riley. Nice, easy, free few yards for us there. And the main thing I love about this play, we don't have to even hot route anything. If we're on the road, if you know, playing road to the college football playoff or dynasty, dealing with a stupid stadium pulse that I hope isn't in the game next year. For dynasty, I'm okay. You can keep it in dynasty. I think that's fine. Makes it a little bit more immersive, I guess. But take it out of road to the college football playoff. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But anywho, back to our main play here. I'd love to be able to throw one over to the right. Here comes a big man blitz. This halfback just takes a little too long to get out of that backfield, but we still take 7 yards on that. Big man blitz, when you notice that, we just kind of have to get rid of the ball quick. And of course, you can block your halfback if they're coming out in a double mug look like this, and you want to be safe and really just try to attack that outside, which I actually think we're going to do right now. Because of that single high safety, this might be a cover 1. It might be a cover 3 match, but I think we should have a chance to get A on this one, actually, because they're all, oh, we had our first read, I said at the beginning of the play, or the beginning of this, is that whatever you want to call that route RB is on. Didn't even look at him for a second. Bang, hit him right there. Pass lead this to the right. And you don't even have to. Look how just wide open that is. That was like a cover 2 invert or something like that. The defense was in. Left our RB. See, there's that press. Then we can pass lead that out to the right and click on and make a catch on that a lot of the time. I was just a little too slow that time. So he's coming out pressed again, jamming him. Kind of had some safety help. Again, try to pass lead that one to the right. That one was a little risky. I'm just really trying to get this to RB. See, they pressed him again. Pass lead that one up the field and outside a little bit. He just, for whatever reason, just because maybe it's not just a straight streak, he's kind of going out at first. He is always going to get outside leverage, which that part makes sense, but he gets by the jam pretty dang quickly as well when they do come out and actually try to press. And that time we got B wide open. So yeah, if they're running match or man, one of those underneaths should get open. If not, X will. If they're in zone, you can either find RB in a pocket, potentially even deep, or you'll have A on that right, and it just makes for a fantastic play against any type of defense that you're going up against. Like I said, a lot of it's just, can we actually make the read on time? And that corner route typically does pretty well against man too. Of course, that time he dropped it, but he did get open on it, which is nice. This drop zone, it is just wait a little bit, and then we can hit that into A. So the thing that kind of works against it compared to like a regular flood, if RB was on just like a streak or something like that, is it does take him a little bit longer when he's just on his standard route here to clear out for A. So that part I don't love. I mean, you could stem this down a little bit if you wanted to, just to get that out a little bit quicker. Let's see how that works for us. Oh, we're going to have X. Oh, beautiful find right over the middle of the field. Had to let him clear that zone, finally hit that backside dig. So I think we've thrown to every single person on this play here so far, which shows just how good this freaking play is. It's an unbelievable play. The main reason we're going to Boise State is to run this play, but elsewhere in this playbook, this RPO I think looks really, really good. And what I personally like about this formation too, considering the online dynasty that we run, I do have a left-handed quarterback. So I do want that running back to be on the left because the runs work a little bit better going that way. So having like an RPO like this with a quick little speed out on our tight end, but also just setting up a nice one over on the right side, like a more standard bubble type RPO over on the right. This is one we're definitely going to mix in quite a bit. There's one to the left, there's one to the right, both wide open, both easy yards. Love to see that. We also have some other very, very good pass plays in this formation. This Broncos switch mills, not the biggest fan of that one, but we do still have a classic verticals. We have a classic flood. You could throw a corner out on RB to make that go a little bit deeper if you want to. Smash return and branch return. Now, between these two, I do like branch return better. They look very, very similar, but notice on branch return, the one on the drag / stop route, depending on what defense they're in, the option route is going to be A, and then that return route is going to be B, the corner route is going to be RB, and he's running a straight corner route. Versus smash return, where that corner route is on A, he's doing like one of those backfield type corner routes where he's kind of going sideways, then up, then back out. It's RB on that drag, B still on the return. So between those two, I do think branch return works a lot better, and this is another play where having a good fast tight end is going to make a huge difference, because I think this play works best with something like this. Just throw a streak over on X, and we're going to see if we can throw it to him quick. If not, we'll have A or RB underneath is kind of the general plan. We can't throw that, so we'll just take A right there instead. And with him being on that option route, I almost do prefer just putting him on an actual drag. I don't know, I just don't love those I don't love those option routes, but we got a single high safety here, so it's possible we could hit our tight end up the seam. This might be, they've got a lot of defenders over there on that left side. We got two corners and somebody pressed up on Lauder. So it is going to be a blitz and then go right underneath, that time to B. Attacking underneath, attacking vertically, and I mean, this X with him on a streak, it's not just attacking deep downfield. If we get the pocket to throw something intermediate, we certainly can. Now, the only thing about this play, I'm probably never going to throw that corner route. I don't think. We're going to have that return again, right in that little pocket. Anytime they're in a drop zone, or return, a whip route, anything like that, it's eventually going to find space. It's just about trying to time it up correctly. I would love to be able to try to whip one into X here. Oh, can we here? Do we have a step on him? No, that was aggressive. That one was pushed in a little bit. I just really wanted to throw one to our tight end in this, and I don't think we could. And then the big blitz, but oh, Mr. Madsen. Oh, Mr. Penry. Hello, Boise State. Don't mind if we do, boys. Way to make a move on that. Let's see, can we get that over his head? I'm really just trying to find the pocket to throw this to X, because I know we can. It's just what play is going to allow us to do that. Oh, see, he stopped again, but this time it actually worked out beautifully. So maybe you do keep that option route. I don't know. You can do it however you would like. See, this probably looks more like man. It is indeed. And then he's watching the halfback, so he stays on that drag, and we get it to Caples. Takes it almost for a touchdown. So yeah, branch return, Bronco shallow cross. verticals, the RPO. We have just some good standard runs, you know, an inside zone, a halfback power with a pulling guard. We have dagger, we have bench pivot. And I think this bunch Y flex is an unbelievable formation. Then we also have a regular bunch here. Now this zipper motion, I don't know. I've never really gotten it to work great. I called the wrong play. It doesn't really matter. We're really just looking at this zipper motion. Because in theory, this should get open to those flats pretty quick. And they are in man coverage here, it would appear. So let's see. Oh no, they were in zone. Then we are able to just get rid of that quick on that zipper motion. It does take a while. Okay, this is the downside of them going random defense. Every once in a while, they do like to just come out in some prevent. But that could be a good little like goal line, you know, short yardage type play, and you can just snap throw it because you do have X kind of on his little spot route over there on the left. Kind of keeping the defenders a little bit busy so we can just snap throw and take our few yards. Okay, a little zipper motion out of bunch. Not hating what we're seeing on that. But we also just have a very, very good typical bunch plays in here a lot too. Dash, flood, mesh. Also got a little bit of mesh spot in here, a little deep corner, Y curl, bench pivot, just and another smash return type play. Again, I think I would prefer a branch return over a smash return, but that's kind of nitpicky a little bit here. Speed dig, shallow cross, just a lot of really, really good pass options between the bunch and the bunch Y flex. Bunch Y flex would definitely be kind of our home base of this offensive playbook. This is where we're going to be spending the most time. This is where break glass in case of emergency, we need yards, we're going to bunch Y flex. Outside of that, let's just go to the beginning of this shotgun playbook because they do have some split Y off. I do like mixing in a little bit of two back stuff, especially when they have one of the best pass plays. I was going to call it one of the best pass plays in the game. That might be a little much. That might be pushing it, but backs cross out of any split back set, I absolutely love. I think defenses have a very, very difficult time guarding both Y and RB, both your halfbacks coming out of the backfield on this. I would want A on something a little more vertical, so it's not quite so condensed over the middle, maybe like a post route or something like that, but love me a good backs cross, wheel trail, H choice, anything with built-in zigs or returns, typically going to be a fairly solid play. You got a read option. The only thing they don't have in here that I would love is if we did have like a triple option or something, but you can't have it all. I don't want to be too much of a greedy Gus, but I do like some two-back sets. We also have deuce close and one of the most annoying RPOs in the entire game, read flat wheel. I'm not a big RPO guy, I've mentioned that before, but I do know that read flat wheel is very annoying, very difficult to guard every single piece of that puzzle. So having that as another, you know, need to get some yardage in an emergency, having that as an option, very, very nice. And we have a play with Broncos in the title. Always going to be good when your team name is in the name of the play, like we saw in Bunch Y Flex. Of course, Deuce Close, we're going to have a ton of runs, a ton of basic stuff in here for the most spot. Another mesh, a ton of mesh in this playbook, which is great. When in doubt, mesh it out. You can never go wrong with some mesh. You got some U-off trips here. Honestly, a formation I've never really messed with a ton, but we have another RPO read flat. That PAU corner flood looks awful interesting. Some duo, some more RPOs. There's also quite a bit of kind of bubble RPOs throughout this playbook, which is nice to have in your back pocket here too. Now this play I thought looked really interesting. Doubles flex weak, motion whip rail. So this is going to have our B receiver motioning in the backfield, going from the left flat to the right flat. And then we have a whip over on our Y receiver and a rail or wheel route on our B. Interested to see how this one goes. Oh, B kind of gets stuck, but then everybody leaves A right over the middle. It must have been a match coverage or something they were in because they stuck with that wheel route. It looked like they stuck pretty good over on the right. Our B receiver just had, he was going absolutely nowhere. And then, yeah, they both kind of flew over to the right over there. We didn't really have the whip. We didn't really have the rail. But we did have our guy over the middle. Let's see if B can actually get to the flat this time. Nah, maybe I don't love this play so much. I thought it looked kind of interesting, but at least in theory, in practice, it doesn't appear to be great. And, whoa. You guys see that? Defender just totally glitched out, right? Or was that just me seeing that? Let's see. So this looked like some man coverage. They all kind of run into each other. Don't love that. And then, yeah, right about here. Not sure what happened to the defense here. Oh, his arm got stuck on his guy's helmet. Oh, that's tough. That's unlucky. Leaves our wheel route open. I actually don't know about that play. After further review, I think I'm kind of walking back my stance on that one a little bit. I do, in general, though, really like gun doubles. Usually, you know, you got some good mixes between runs and passes, like a wide trap run out of doubles, not one you see a ton. Some more RPOs in here. Flanker dig is always a really good play. Those deep kind of dig routes B is on do a fantastic job of getting open. You have classic inside zone, and that's about it out of this doubles. Okay, let's look at some flex Y off. We have a duo run. Duo, one of the best runs in the game, regardless of formation. The blocking just sets up really, really well for pretty much any sort of duo runs. We have an X dagger and a Texas, two great pass options out of flex Y off here. Oh, and we have an O1 trap. So out of flex Y off, we have duo and O1 trap, two of the absolute best runs in the game. Really good to know. And I mean, between flood, X dagger, Texas, we got some really good pass options out of here too. Curl Ohio, maybe. So let's flex Y off. Another really good looking formation here for Boise State. Normal Y off week. Let's see if we got anything fun or interesting in here. Little 5-6 trap with a pulling left guard, classic inside zone, some more RPOs. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of RPOs kind of across this formation. Not a ton in normal Y off week there. Wing trips. Got some more motion on our tight end, a motion read option, play action, and a split zone run. Shot halfback wheel. Now that is a fun looking play. Let's see how this actually runs here. We got RB and B going deep, trying to clear out some space for this big wheel route that our halfback is on. I just want to see if we... Okay, I was just hoping to get some time to see if anything opened up. We had RB wide open for a touchdown on that. Let's see what happened here. Let's see kind of what defense they were in and how RB got so open on this. So they were in, looks like a cover 3, because we see this defender back here. This guy right here drops back into a middle third. And then this outside third kind of sits down on that curl. And that opens up RB deep. Interesting. Interesting. And there, that's what I was saying at the beginning of the play, just from looking at the play art. With RB and B going vertical, it's going to push those deep zones over on the right back. The flat zones stay down. It opens up a big pocket to throw that wheel route. That first play might have been cover 3 match, because that looked like cover 3 in the outside third. I actually kind of stuck with that. Is this man? It is. Does anybody beat man on this? Not really. Okay, so it's not great against press man, but I do think this would be really good against pretty much any type of zone. So single high. See, it's man again. Can we still fit that in there? We might have with a better pass lead. Yeah, I like the looks of this a lot against... Oh, they all got bumped there. I like the looks of this a lot against drop zone coverage and apparently match. At least matching cover 3. I think RB's going to get open on that. Against man, maybe you just don't do the block and release on your tight end. Just put him on an actual route. And curl routes can do pretty good against man too. Or Marshall over on the left there. So this, I do like the looks of this. Does this match? It was... We could have potentially pass led that one to RB. This has been a pretty hit or miss play. I mean, we've seen people get wide open for touchdowns, or it's completely bagged. Like, there's not much of a middle ground here. Wide open. I think that was another cover 3 match on that one, just from how the linebacker reacted. Looked like he was kind of letting him go and then decided, oh, wait a second, that's my guy. I got to go back and run. Yeah, it definitely was, because that outside third over here sits on the curl. The middle third doesn't really know what to do, because 20 is the one that's supposed to pick him up. He gets stuck behind. Touchdown, Boise State. So it is a hit or miss, but if somebody's running a lot of cover 3 match, might be worth going to that one a little bit here out of Boise's wing trips. Let's see what else we got. Some more RPOs, of course. The PA X cross, love the looks of this play. Just throw like a drag or something on A. You get a high-low going from the right to the left, and X going late against a lot of drop zone coverages. That's going to find a lot of soft spots, especially closer to that right sideline that it gets. A lot of good stuff here in this wing trips, actually, with these runs, a couple of those passes, and a peak Y flat RPO in there, too. Some good stuff. And actually one of the inside zone splits, typically I don't love inside zone splits because they're going to pick up that backside guy, and it almost always, in my experience at least, lets somebody from the other side come and get you. But this inside zone split, it's actually got our tight end kind of leading the way over to the left side there. So you do have to kind of wait, wait in that backfield a second. Don't just get on that turbo right away. But I like it. I like this wing trips quite a lot. So far, the two bunches, the flex Y off and the wing trips, kind of are going to be our 4 top formations here. A Y off trips, unless they've got something special, I'm not a Y off trips guy. I don't really like it. I don't like the passes out of it. The runs out of it are okay. The read Y flat, of course, is good. We don't even have the 0-1 trap run out of here. So I'll pass on Boise's Y-off trips. How about Y-off trips weak, though? This is a really good short yardage, red zone, 2-point conversion formation, specifically the quick fork zig. So anything that looks like this B route, or it's like that delayed slant, typically very, very good at finding soft spots in zones. So let's try to just throw like a flat route over here and just send a deep or something. And then just wait a second, and there he goes up the field. Really, really good. really good at getting open against really everything. I think that does a pretty good job of beating man. It's very good against zone coverage. Those little delayed, you can see the play art B is on. He kind of goes to the left before he goes up on a slant. And what is the other one? Like Y trips nasty, Y X nasty, trips X nasty, something like that. They have a really good play with that too, and it has like a slot fade on it. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I'm just rambling nonsense at this point. ILO dig, another very good stock play. Anything with a built-in whip route, I'm going to be a fan of. So the Y-off trips week, a couple things in there that we like. Wing trio, we saw another RPO there, some more motion things, oh, it's only 6 plays. Oh, another RPO. Nope, it's just back to the same one. Okay, so we found probably about 5 formations we could bounce between so far, and we haven't even gotten to spread trips or empty yet. So I got to start picking up the pace here a little bit, but their spread looks very, very interesting. I do love the plays with all the same motion, but all very different plays. Motion drive, corner, and smash all have that X receiver coming into motion before doing a lot of different things. I love that combination of things we got going on there. Flanker dig. Already mentioned, love that play. Nice to have just a basic inside zone in there, so pretty solid looking spread. I do like spread formations, and this one doesn't look half bad. Trips Y slot, another inside zone, and another one with our halfback over on the left of the quarterback, which I appreciate. I like having him on the opposite side of the trips. I just think that tends to work out a little bit better. Post hitch post, love the looks of that play. Slot 2 buck is a good go-to. That little spot route, essentially A is on. Very good. Curls, wide receiver fork. So the trips Y slot looks like a very solid formation here as well. And then we got a couple empties. Now, what I love about Utah, which is our current dynasty playbook, is we have 3 versions of empty, all of which we have tight ends that we can block. We don't have that in Boise, so I don't know how much of the empty I would go to, but I do like having that drive wheel, and we don't have a quarterback blast, at least in empty bunch wide, which I always prefer over quarterback draws. But in empty base trio, we actually have a QB trap with a pulling left guard. So I do like the looks of that quite a bit. But again, another one we can't block. So if they're sending 6, you'd either have to motion block or just try to get rid of it really, really quickly. So that is it for the Boise State shotgun. We do have some pistol formations here with U off, wing close, and Y off trips. And I actually think between wing close and Y off trips, there's some good stuff in this pistol. You got a good tight end attack play. Of course, you're going to have a lot of good runs out of pretty much any pistol formation. Some different play action bootlegs, flanker dig, and the RPO power alert outs. 2 speed outs on an RPO. Pretty freaking nasty. Then in pistol Y off trips, we got another RPO, zone X glance, dash flood, stretch. Can't go wrong with a good old stretch out of pistol. And we have, PA scissors. This out route, essentially, that RB is on, is so good. Yeah, so let's see if we can get this to work for us. We'll keep the play action and everything here. Oh, they're just leaving Y wide open. We still might have been able to force that to RB. Maybe. It would have been close. That's a throw I'd like to make and get picked off on. But it had potential. See, now we've got the help defenders over there. Can we playmaker anybody? Can we throw that to him? See, that's the kind of stuff I like to throw. See, he was double covered on that one, so of course that's not going to be open. Can we throw that into X? Yeah, we can. Look at big boy number 9 on Utah State. Good hustle there, brother. If that was an actual linebacker, we might have been in trouble there. Big blitz. There he goes. That time he kind of cooked that man coverage a little bit, and we're able to get that into him. But yeah, he takes kind of a step in before cutting that out. Seems to help him get open against man coverage quite a bit. So I do like having that as an option in the pistol of Boise State. Then in single back, we've actually got quite a bit. You got ace double wing. Here, I'll actually do it from here so it's easier to see. Ace double wing, big heavy boys up front. Deuce close. We also got some U off stack, U off trio, and tight Y off and Y off trio. So in deuce close, do we have that same RPO that we do in shotgun deuce close? Doesn't look like it. No. That read flat wheel, what I was looking for. But we do have an 0-1 trap run. We do have a motion power. So our tight end on the left is actually motioning over and becoming an extra blocker with a left guard pulling over to the right. Really, probably going to get some good numbers doing a run like that. Quite a few different, I mean, you would expect some good runs. DIY stretch reverse. Now, I would love to hear from somebody who's actually had success running these DIY reverses, because I have never gotten them to work in my life. It doesn't seem possible. But if you've gotten them to go for you, good on you. So Singleback U off stack, a duo wrap inside zone over to the left, PA dagger U cross, and a PA boot action with some more runs. Okay. U off trio, we see that same kind of out route that we just saw in pistol here on that PA sail. Our B receiver is going to be on there. Another PA dagger U cross, another PA boot. Okay, so really good looking play action passes here out of this U off trio, mix in some of the inside zones. You're in business there. Tight Y off, red zone motion PA crossers, and two very, very similar looking runs with a dive and zone weak with that jet motion. So we're losing a blocker, just trying to distract the defense to go over to the right and then take the run to the left. Don't love the looks of those. Out and ups, PA pump and go, halfback dive. Let's see, anything else in here really interesting looking? Okay, so now we are getting that same jet motion, but we can actually give it as a jet sweep. That's good. I didn't want to see just the only jet motion we had was just for runs over to the left, but we do have another very similar one with zone fake jet. It looks like we have 3 of just about the exact same runs in this single back tight Y off formation between zone weak, dive weak, and zone fake jet. They look pretty dang identical. Single back Y off trio, what do we got in here? So we have a ton of RPOs in our shotgun sets, but I'm not really seeing too many here. I really thought there'd be one in this Y off trio, but I am not seeing, yeah, I'm not seeing any there. Okay, so last thing I do want to mention about the Boise State playbook is their goal line, which I swear I'm not losing my mind, I don't think. So it says goal line offense, which right away caught my eye because I think it usually says goal line. And you'll see the name of it is called Clydesdale. Goal line Clydesdale offense. So on the field, we have our quarterback, we have our halfback, we have D tackles at our tight end spots. And then one actual tight end here. So D tackle on the line, D tackle on the line, a D tackle at fullback. Love it. Absolutely love it. If we call like PA spot here, that's going to be our D tackle going on that sharp corner route. It sure is. Can you catch the ball, brother? Sure can't. Sure can't. I mean, I like the looks of the play, a super sharp corner route like that, but what I don't love is that it's our D tackle. That one was just a mile over his head. I would love to be able to actually just catch one with our D tackle here. Pass this down. D tackle right off his hands. That's probably to be expected. What can we send him? Like, yeah, get downfield, big boy. Get downfield, big boy. If he caught that one, I was going to be shocked. So yeah, very interesting looking goal line with 3 defensive tackles, a tight end, and your halfback. But really play-wise, it looks like a pretty standard goal line. I mean, you do have a fullback dive in here somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so you do have one fullback dive if you want to get some defensive tackle touchdowns and are tired of using Ole Miss in their Wildcat with a defensive tackle at quarterback. You can use Boise State and use their Clydesdale. Oh, because the package defaults to heavy 3D tackle. That makes sense. Interesting, weird stuff. But anyway, the main things we're going to be using here with Boise State going to be the shotgun, the different formations we mentioned, flex Y off, some of the wing trips, mainly going to be a lot of bunch Y flex, a little bit of spread, a little bit of trips, maybe sprinkle a little empty on top of that with some of the pistols, some of the run game offense here of Boise. Put that all together, baby, we got a stew going, and we got a heck of an offensive playbook. So that will do it for this one. I don't know if we're going to do another playbook review. Depends if anything else happens to catch my eye. We will see. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.